Welcome to Reading and Writing Between the Lines, a podcast series about communication skills in the workplace. I'm your host, John Witzman. Join me as I speak with industry professionals and Conestoga faculty and alumni to explore their journeys with reading and writing skills. Follow us as we talk about how communications learning has changed over the years, how these skills are used in a wide range of industries, and the future of workplace communications. Can you remember a moment when you felt yourself doing that kind of reading and thinking at speed? Like kind of the dated pop culture reference that comes to my mind in these situations, these learning situations, is the Keanu Reeves Matrix, I know Kung Fu moment, where there's a kind of empowerment, a kind of awe, a kind of self-realization that, wait a minute, I'm doing this at a pretty high level. Where in, maybe if there wasn't a single moment, but do you remember that feeling of starting to look around you and say, hey, I'm doing this pretty fast?
Yeah, actually. Because we have a large group of new nurses within the PACU and OR, I actually was creating a PowerPoint based on rare surgical complications or procedures within the operating room. And so I was going by service like general orthopedics, and I actually created the PowerPoint within a day, like almost 100 slides. And that's just based off my knowledge, not including anything that I've added to the textbooks. Like that's all on another page. But this is stuff that I've experienced or what I've seen. And I was looking at all of it. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is all off of my head and from what I've done as a nurse. And I was like, wow, that is a lot. And like to be able to do that and remember all the steps within the surgery, I was like, wow, this is really good.
That's your I know Kung Fu moment.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you, in that moment or in the moments after where you had that kind of feeling of empowerment, was there any instinct to or impulse to trace a line backwards to, those papers that you wrote begrudgingly? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Especially with the surgical site infection ones, because that's what I was passionate about. Anything to do with surgery, I was really passionate about. So I actually did pull up one of my papers oh my gosh, I could not believe how I found this one article. And I still use that article, even though it's a couple of years older, for my PowerPoint. But I was just like, oh, this is the reason why I got this PowerPoint this paper, because it was so good. It said exactly what I wanted to say about infections. It said exactly what I wanted to relate to other people, saying, hey, this is a serious matter. Don't kid around about it. And it just went straight to the point with it. So I love it still.
That's an amazing example. And it really resonates, I think, with some of the other conversations we've had where people feel sort of at once there's a sense of progression that feels kind of like it came out of nowhere. And then at the same time, there's the gradual realization that actually it didn't come out of nowhere. It actually came gradually over many, many years of practice and training. And that marks the end of another episode of Reading and Writing Between the Lines, a podcast hosted by me, John Witzman, on behalf of the Communications Department and School of Interdisciplinary Studies at Conestoga College. You can find other episodes of this series on our YouTube channel, Reading and Writing Between the Lines. Stay tuned for more episodes. Thanks for listening.